Another Trump ally has pleaded guilty in the Georgia election interference case. Sidney Powell, an ex-lawyer of Trump, appearing in Fulton County Superior Court today and taking a plea just one day before her trial was set to begin.
How do you plead to the 6 counts of conspiracy to commit intentional interference with performance of election duties?
Guilty.
And are you pleading guilty today because you agree that there is a sufficient factual basis, that there are enough facts that support this plea of guilty?
I did.
All right, you just sort of say "I do" there. Powell, one of 19 people charged with racketeering as part of an organized scheme to reverse Georgia's election results and keep former President Trump in power. She instead pleaded guilty today to 6 misdemeanor charges, which will help her avoid jail time. Let's bring in David Weinstein, an attorney and former federal prosecutor. David, great to see you again. First of all, talk about the significance of this plea deal versus if she had been found guilty.
Well, first, great to see you again, Nichole, too. Always glad to help. What's most significant is that these are misdemeanor charges. It's not the racketeering felony conviction, so she will not have been convicted of a felony. And again, they're misdemeanors, and she's looking at a probationary sentence. This is a large shade away from the potential exposure to actual jail time that she was looking at had she gone to trial and been convicted of the charges that have been actually filed against her.
Yeah, and potential time behind bars certainly is a great motivator to maybe rethink some things. But, David, what does this now second guilty plea in this case mean for the former president, for Rudy Giuliani, because they are both facing the most charges in this case?
Well, to quote the title of a certain book that was released, she was in the room where it happened. And she certainly has a significant amount of inside information that becomes no longer privileged because it relates to criminal charges and a criminal conspiracy. And certainly those people, amongst many others, should be a lot more nervous today with her plea because she's cooperating with the government. Certainly in Georgia and in this state prosecution, it wouldn't surprise me if the special prosecutor reached out to her and asked her to sit down with him and provide some additional information about that D.C. case. But this is what happens in criminal cases where a large number of defendants are charged. Defendants start to enter into plea negotiations. They look to reduce their exposure. They agree to cooperate. They give truthful proffers. And then the government accepts those and uses those proffers along with other evidence to corroborate what they're saying to strengthen the case they already have against the other defendants.
All right, David, I hate to interrupt you on this, but it sounds we have some breaking news out of Washington, D.C. Let's listen in to Representative Jordan.
So that we can move forward and begin to work for the American people.
All right, David, I hope that you were able to stick around there. Sorry about that. We were trying to listen in there to Representative Jim Jordan. Let's get back to the matter at hand here. Talk about how these RICO charges specifically, again, you are a former federal prosecutor. Talk about how RICO charges are such a powerful tool potentially for prosecutors.
Well, for one thing, Nichole, it allows them to introduce a large variety of evidence into their proof of the conspiracy. Certain times evidence can't be admitted necessarily because it's not specifically related. In this case, by charging the RICO conspiracy, they'll get into all sorts of statements and preparations that are made. And it also allows them to tie together a large number of both defendants and criminal acts, which they say go towards this racketeering conspiracy. So it allows them to try a large number of people together, a large number of crimes. And the amount of evidence that they can get in is overwhelming and becomes almost a little bit easier for them to get in.
All right, my last question for you, David. Do you think we will see more plea deals in this case?
I absolutely think we'll see more plea deals. Again, these people are looking at felonies, and those felonies carry a large exposure in jail. People don't like to plead guilty, but sometimes it's in their best interest. They can admit to certain things that they've done, and in this case, they've admitted to misdemeanors. She's the second person now to have taken a misdemeanor plea. Misdemeanor pleas are much better than felony pleas, and I suspect that they will continue to offer some of these to people who are included in this indictment. You've got another defendant going to trial on Monday. Let's see if there are any last-minute pleas that take place in that matter, or whether we're going to see the start of a trial on Monday in Fulton County, Georgia.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.